We are officially a glowing goddess. Today we're going to be doing a full face of RMS Beauty because I own 22 different products from RMS. I'm not going to use every single one because I would just end up looking like a hot mess. But if you have been interested in purchasing or trying some RMS Beauty, I'm sure we'll cover that today. So let's get right into it. All right, so RMS is known for their natural, radiant, glowy makeup, which is my favorite makeup look. We're gonna start off with the the ReEvolve Radiance Locking Primer. I just recently got it. I've used it a handful of times. A little bit goes a long way. One pump is all you need. And I have very dry skin, very sensitive skin. So another reason why I love RMS, because it's a clean beauty line. It has some like botanical fragrance in it, so it smells really nice, but it is not synthetic, so it won't bother your skin or cause breakouts. And I also love the fact that it's refillable, so you don't have to waste plastic when you purchase another one. Now we're gonna do something a little unconventional with our foundation. We're not using foundation. We're gonna be using her UnCoverup. And I own it in 2 shades because I originally bought it in a shade that was a little too dark, and then I bought, which is 11.5. And that's what this looks like. And then I ended up purchasing it in a 00, so I can kind of play with it and mix it when I have a spray tan and all the things. But before we do that, before I show you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it into a skin tint. I actually got something new. She has these fun little collections, and I got 5 products, including a full-size mascara, which is my most latest purchase. So this stuff is all new to me. Today we're going to be using all of these for the first time. So one of them, like I said, is a base, and it's called Rich in Radiance. So I guess it's going to give us even more of a glow. We're going to be a glowing goddess. I'm going to play with it and see. Okay, it's going to be very glowy, very, very glowy. I'm really liking it. I'm actually really liking it. So now we're going to turn our concealer into a skin tint. Rosemary says to do is to put a little bit of her beauty oil and mix it with the UnCoverup to create, like I said, like a skin tint. So I've played with this a few times, and you really just need like literally the tiniest bit of oil. Like I'm talking like the tiniest bit, because we don't want all of our makeup to be sliding around. I have my little bit of oil, like literally a drop, taking my UnCoverup, my 11.5, which everything she has in the 0.5 has peach undertones, FYI, to help correct dark circles. All right, so I'm gonna apply it with a airbrush foundation brush. Now what you could do too, if you want more coverage, apply a little bit more to the back of your hand without the oil. But it's a very pretty, natural glow if you're not trying to cover up, you know, a lot of blemishes or dark spots or whatever. Or if you just want something nice and lightweight. I like the combination. I do like this oil. I'm not sure I would purchase it again because I have so many other oils that I kind of like even better. Yeah, I probably wouldn't buy this again. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nice, it's great and all, but like I said, I got plenty of other beauty oils that I like a little better. Another new product that we just got, okay, in our little kit. This is the bronzer, Buriti Bronzer. And I have not used this either because it just came in the kit. I did swatch it. And this looks like it could be used for a handful of things. And use it for like, I mean, your eyeshadow, all the things like that. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we use our fingers. This is an interesting color. I don't own any bronzers that are this color. Seems like it has like a purple undertone. But it came in the kit and you didn't get to choose. Yeah, the Buriti Bronzer. So I don't know if that's a color or if that's what it's called. So let's see how that goes into the skin, how that melts into the skin. I mean, it's kind of more like a plummy blush, in my opinion. I mean, it's nice to have a cool bronzer in your collection, especially because most bronzers are super warm. See, that's really pretty. We're gonna be layering quite a few products, so I don't wanna put too much on. We're probably gonna come back to this, but like I said, we have a lot of things to play with today, so I don't wanna overload myself right off the bat. I have her pots, or what do you call these, eyelights. I have two that are on the radiant side, two on the matte side. She calls them cashmere matte versus the regular eyelights. To be honest, these are not my favorite. I will not repurchase these again. They are very hard to work with. And if you have oily skin, you might like them. But I have found a way that I like to work with them. And I'll show you that. I'll show you what it is like to work with them as is, so you can kind of use your own judgment. Okay, so this is the shade Desert Rose, and it's the cashmere. And at first you think it's gonna be easy to work with. It's really smooth and goes on. But I'll show you, all right, I'll show you. And then this is another one I have, which is the Canon Clay. So you can see what the colors look like. And these are two of like favorite shades that I would like to use normally in like an eyeshadow palette. But as you can see, I'm going to show you, once it dries down, it is kind of, I don't know, it just kind of like, as you're working it in, it like comes off. So I'll show you how I like to work with it. You can either do a tiny drop of oil, like literally a tiny drop of oil, or also I'm going to use the 00 concealer, and I'm going to kind of create like a cream eyeshadow using my little dipper. Add a little of that. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing the concealer, the oil, and then today I'm just going to use the lightest shade that I have in the Desert Rose, and create a cream, kind of like a primer, an eyelid primer. And honestly, doing this, it still dries down matte. It's not slippery or anything like that, but it does turn it into a little bit of a lighter shade. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to my lower lid. And anybody else who has used these, if you found a way that you actually do like to use it, let me know. I'm adding a little more just by itself this time, so you can see the pigment. Now if you were to do this like with your finger, like you see a lot of models do, I feel like you tap it on, and then as you're working it in, it comes right off on your finger. So just adding a little bit of moisture to it really makes a big difference. Now I've played around with this other one, which I thought I was gonna really love. And it's pretty, it's just, as you're working with it, it really just, you have to kind of like put powder over it to make it look better. And I don't have all the time in the world to be perfecting it like that. All right, so as you can see, I mean, it's okay, it's okay. I don't love it, I don't hate it, I will not buy it again. But if you have oily skin, I bet you would probably really like it. In case you are in the market for the other ones, I will show you these two shades. This copper is called Spark, and the purple one is called Halo. All right, so we got this Living Illuminizer in the mail today, and it's supposed to be an Illuminizer, but I want to add it to my lower lid because I think that would be really pretty, and I have not done this yet, so we'll see. You know, for like a natural look. And I'm using my fingers, but I want to get up in the inner corners. If you're somebody who has like, you know, a lot of texture on your eyes, you're not really supposed to put shimmer on your eyelids, this might be okay. And I will be building up some color around that, so I'm not like a frosted flake. But it is very pretty, and that's going to be really pretty on the cheekbones to finish off. All right, so I have 4 of these blushes, actually 5 blushes, right? And I'll show you the colors that I have in case you've been eyeballing them. We're not going to be using all of them. Like I said, we'd look like a hot mess. Okay, this is the one I use the least. I think I might have only used it maybe once or twice. And this is Hanky Pinky. As you can see, it's like an iridescently purple. I don't know, maybe the winter time. And actually it's not as scary. It's very more plummy on. Not a summertime look for me, and I will probably pick it up and play with it on another day, but not today, not today. Crystal Slipper, I do like this too. It's very natural. This is a light bronze. You can use it as bronzer as you want. This is very pretty on your eyes. So we'll probably play with that a little bit. Bohemian Girl, love this one. We'll probably add this to our cheekbones at some point. And my favorite, Maiden's Blush. This reminds me of a blush and a bronzer, the Blonzer. Again, I love using this on my eyes for eye makeup. And I love it as a bronzer. All right, so the last thing, this is their bronzer. One of their bronzers, Bikini Beach. And they're very similar, Bikini Beach bronzer and the Maiden's Blush. Maybe a little bit less blushy, I guess. But honestly, I feel like they look very similar on. So we're going to actually start with the bronzer. And I'm going to use the Sephora 93 angled like cheek brush. And give us some glow. See, as you can see, it kind of has, you know, a lot of warmth to it. In a good way, though. But it really does remind me of the Maiden's Blush. Like, honestly, it reminds me a lot of it. Like, I feel like they're identical. Even though they don't look like it. Love them both either way. Highly recommend it. Definitely would repurchase it again. Again, these are also refillable. I love that. All you have to do is buy a new pot. These pop out. There's somehow... These pop out. There we go. And then they're cheaper when you go buy the new pot, the new tub, whatever. We're going to show you what the Maiden's Blush looks like. Another Sephora brush. I love these brushes. This is the 27 Pro Crease Brush. And I'm just going to kind of sweep it on my eyelid. I'm really not going to put it on my lower lid very much, just a little bit. Isn't that really pretty? As an eyeshadow. Honestly, I don't love eyeshadow. I'd rather use colors like these anyways, and I find that the texture just works better. And these are so silky too, so it's not just like powder. Sometimes I just feel like it just sits on the top of your skin. I'm looking glowy. I'm looking very glowy. And I really love that. I do have an eyeliner from her. It's black, and I'm not going to ruin my look with it because I've actually been using a lot of black. I've been using black a lot more lately, but with my nice warm, just, you know, sun-kissed goddess look, I'm not going to do it because I think it'll just ruin my look. But I do love this eyeliner. I wish I would have bought it in a couple different colors. It's easy to smudge out, so you can work with it. And yeah, I've been using this a lot lately. I've been adding black back into my eye routine. I was like anti-black eyeliner for a while, but I'm back. Actually, I do want to show you, let's show you what Crystal Slipper looks like in case somebody in the audience, somebody wants to look at it. Using a different brush so you don't get some of the other color on there, so you can actually see what it looks like. Let's go ahead and just add this to the corner of my lower eye. Like, I feel like it would give you the same effect if you were somebody who has really fair skin and you don't want to go as deep as the Maiden's Blush. Then the Crystal Slipper would be good for you. These are freaking amazing. All right, so next we're going to do some mascara, and then we're going to do some concealer and blush and stuff. And I do have one of the lip oils. I have not used this yet because it came in my little kit today. So you know how sometimes like the mascara doesn't always look as good on the first, like, I don't know, 10 times. I'll put a little bit on, give you my first impression, and then I'll go put the rest on and come back. Kind of a bigger brush than I like, but that's okay. It looks like it's natural. I'm sure you could build it up. All right, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put on as much as I can and see how much I can build it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. My thoughts, the wand is too thick, it's too big, and I have decently long lashes. I think the formula is okay. I've used worse. My lashes seem soft still, so that's good, but I don't love it. I have to say, I will continue to play with it. It could just be, it needs to be broken in, but I would pass on that. I probably, if it continues to be like so, they're just, honestly, I prefer tubing mascara anyways. So, yeah, it's not the worst. I was able to build it up, but it did take quite a while. So, I will play with it, but right now I would just say pass on that one. Okay, so we're gonna do some concealer. I'm getting a little bit on the tip of my little spatula I found in my drawer. I don't even know where this came from, but it works perfectly. So I'm getting it where my dark circles are. Like I said, this is 00. All right, so we'll let this sit and marinate. This is definitely a very hydrating formula. So we want to let it sit and marinate as long as possible. We're going to move on to lips, I guess, and then we'll circle back around to this. So I do have a lip liner. This is a Go Nude, or just kidding, it's called Sunset Nude. And I'm only going to put a tiny bit on because I don't want my lips to be too dark. So we'll just kind of give them a little definition and smudge it in. I'll just give it a little color because it will help the lip oil stick a little better. It's very pretty. I like to put it all over my lips too. But for this look, I don't want to go too dark. That is what that looks like. It's like a nice deep sunset nude. It doesn't have like the longest lasting effect, but it is a nice natural lip liner. All right, so I got this last week. Every day I get something new from RMS, and I bought it all myself. This is not sponsored. It should be. It should be. All right, so this is a lip oil. It's called Lucia, and it's not the longest lasting. I should have got clear because even though this looks like it's gonna be like a really pretty pink, it's very sheer. It's not like my favorite tone of pink for me. And to be honest, it doesn't last very long at all, actually. I do like the fact that it's not like overly glossy. It's not the most moisturizing. I probably wouldn't buy it again. I like the packaging, but I don't know. I could do without. All right, so let's kind of work this in some. It is so hydrating and so moisturizing that you really gotta let it sit for a while. Otherwise, you're just gonna kind of wipe it off and it's gonna slide off. You can speed it up with a fan if you want. Definitely if you have super dry skin, this would be a really good concealer for you. And some days my skin's more dry than others and I will reach for this. Summertime, there's a lot of humidity, especially in Charleston where I live. So, you know, I might opt for something that's not quite hydrating, not quite as hydrating. All right, so now we're gonna top my cheeks off with the Maiden's blush and a little bit of the Bohemian Girl because I love peach. Maiden's blush. Yeah, I just really love this look. This is literally like my favorite makeup look. I like it dewy, I like it glowy, I like it radiant, I like it lightweight. And I just really love her products for that. We have this new blush, the Lip2Cheek. And this color is Demure. Little dab. That's really cute. No, we don't want to go crazy with it. But you can always add more blush than you think. Because it always is the first thing that disappears on your face. Okay. I am very glowy, very dewy, very radiant. And I like that color. These are always colors that I feel like look so much better on than in the pot. Like that's kind of like, boring. Let's see what it feels like on your lips. Yeah, it's okay. I'd have to play with it a little bit. I have some other, you know, a lot of cheek creams, but I would definitely, I mean, I would buy it again. I think that's that passes the test for sure. We're gonna take the bronzer, and I'm gonna give myself, ooh, yeah, a little drop shadow. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, you could do it with the powder too, actually, to set it in, since you have so many cream products. Yeah, I like that. The definition is really pretty. This is the Radiant Lock Setting Mist. First thoughts I can tell you before I use it. It's very wet. Like, you can't see the, well, maybe you can. You can see how the mist is kind of heavy. So I don't recommend spraying it directly on your face. I just don't. I recommend spraying it on your beauty blender and making sure that it's not too wet, and then going in and patting it in. It's just much safer. Otherwise you're gonna get little droplets, and it's not good. We don't want that. And my lips, I just put that on. They already feel actually kind of dry. So no, I can't recommend the lip oil. It's pretty, I mean, I like the color. I like the way it kind of set in, but. All right, we're gonna use the peach blush, okay? Just so you can see, because now that I melted all that in, it kind of just harmonized everything. And I think that we can stand a little bit of the peach now. All right, brought back the summer glow. Use some of the peach blush up here. You know, do what you want. All right, look at that. All right, we forgot to finish off the cheeks with the Illuminizer. Okay, check this out. Well, let's see. Okay, we are officially a glowing goddess. What do you think? What do you think? Is that too much glow? Is it too much radiance? No, it's not. All right, what do you guys think of my golden glowy goddess with RMS products? Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite product. If there's a product I don't have that you think I have to have, let me know. I'm easily influenced. But yeah, I hope that I inspired you to maybe go grab that RMS product that you've been thinking about, or maybe not grabbing the one that you think you're gonna like for whatever reasons. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. That was fun. I'm feeling very glowy, very golden goddess, very summery. Yeah. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Maybe share it with a friend, because all of those things help support my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.